Welcome to another episode. I'm gonna clap for my damn self right now because I'm very proud of this and I'm very happy to talk about this with y'all. Welcome to another episode of Mogul Talk One-on-One. I'm your man, Kadon Sterling. This episode, we're gonna learn how to talk money. That's a whole nother language. Stick with me. Welcome back. This is Mogul Talk One-on-One. I'm your man, Kadon A. Sterling. And today we are going to simply learn the language of money, how to talk money, okay? When you sitting around a group of people that are financially established, you realize something. They talk different. Their posture is different. Their understanding is different. Because they don't really talk other languages besides their birth language, whatever they was taught in school, but the biggest language they talk is money. And we need to learn how to talk money, the language, the understanding. Every conversation is better with a cigar. I'm trying to tell y'all. But before we get to that, let's get to the business, okay? FA Auto Brokerage Firm. Put it together.com. FA Auto Brokerage Firm. That is my auto brokerage for those people that are looking for cool cars, classic cars, for the car enthusiasts, and for the car collectors. Give me a call if you're looking for something specifically in your niche, okay? That's what I do. I love it. I love to help people find what they really want to drive or what they really want to collect. 678-926-3717. Give me a call. Let's work together. All right. Also, let's handle the business. Etsy.com. You go to Etsy.com and you can pick up anything that you see me wearing, including my sweatshirts. I pay me. I don't know if y'all can see it all the way, but yeah, I made that up. Let me see if I can fix the camera for y'all. Yeah, I pay me. Because as an entrepreneur, you're supposed to pay yourself first. If you are a business entity, pay yourself first. I pay me. Etsy.com, put Mogul Mindset as one word in the search column, and the whole store will come up with all the apparel meant for entrepreneurs, meant for business-minded people. You are seen before you are heard. Make sure you represent yourself correctly. All right. And also, don't forget to check me out on Cars, Golf, and Cigars. Everybody know that channel, and I appreciate all the love from that channel. So, talk money. Let's talk money, right? It's a vocabulary. I'm going to give y'all a quick story. It's a short story, and then I'm going to tell you why. Many years ago, probably about 16 years ago, maybe 17 years ago, I remember I was home, right? And just like everybody else, I was caught up into everything that's entertaining me right now. You know, the BET, this, that, and the third, MTV. I was caught up into that. I was home for a little while. I had a little injury, so I was home. I had time on my hands. And one day, I sat there and I put on CNBC. And when I put CNBC on, because I've always been very attracted to numbers, as in business numbers, right? I just wanted to see what was going on. I'm not too familiar with the stock market at that time, anything like that. I'm green to it all. But I want to see what's going on because I realized I don't watch this channel. So I turned the channel on. And an hour into watching it, I realized that I had no understanding or very little understanding of the conversation that was being said. And I said to myself, there's no way in the world, me priding myself on being somebody that's educated, definitely motivated. Why am I not picking this up? They're talking in English, but they're not talking English to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening to their conversation, but I'm not understanding their conversation because they're talking money. They're talking finances. They're talking things that I really don't talk about with my group of people. And I was very, very disappointed in myself. So what I did was I said, nah, they ain't gonna get me no more. I got a book out, and I advise anybody to do the same thing. Keep it simple. I got a book out. Every word that they use that I did not understand, I wrote down, and I personally looked it up. You know, I don't think Google was around. I looked everything up. And when I looked it up, the definitions gave me an understanding. So now, 2 days later, because I watched this for 3 days. For 3 days straight, I watched CNBC. From opening bell to the closing bell, I didn't watch anything else. I didn't put anything else in my brain. I said, I'm watching this. So therefore, by watching that, I start to pick up the lingo. There's a lingo, ladies and gentlemen. There's a financial lingo that only people that's in those industries understand because they the only ones who talk like that. And I was like, damn, okay, I got it now. I'm gonna learn what an IPO is, an initial public offering. I'm gonna learn what an ETF is, exchange trade funds. I'm gonna learn these things, but I'm also gonna learn what they do. I'm gonna learn what a hedge fund manager does, okay? I'm gonna learn all these things because I wanted to know the language of money. You know, I didn't understand what liquidity was. And for the people that do know, people understand, and maybe someone who doesn't, liquidity ties into liquid, but liquidity is basically just making sure that you have enough tangible assets that can be turned into cash fast and easy in case you have to pay for something, to show how much value you may have on your bottom line. What's your liquidity? Can you, if it's gold, is it coins, is it cars? Assets though, it has to be valued assets. I didn't understand all that at the time. So that's why I created a show called Mogul Radio, and now here today with y'all, beautiful people, we have Mogul Talk one-on-one on YouTube. Because I want people to understand you need to be able to talk money and understand the language of money if you're going to talk and speak boss. So when I say a terminology like speak boss, I don't want anybody to take it as this arrogance. No, it's not an arrogant thing. It's being able to say, I have certain conversations with people who understand my conversation. Y'all can write that down. And it's the truth. Because the bottom line is not everyone understands every conversation. This is why you don't have every conversation with everyone. Some people speak boss. Not because they bossing people around or they trying to act like they too big or nothing like that. It's nothing like that. It's just a very simple mindset of the conversation that I need to have, it needs to be with another person on the same level as me. Financially and on paper. Because they the only ones who's going to understand where I'm coming from and what needs to be done in an exchange between both of us. It's not a take. It's this is what I got, this is what you got. Can we collab and can we build and can we gain? You know what I'm saying? Can we create capital gains? You know what I'm saying? Can we do that? That's when you speak in boss with another person who speaks boss. But the only way y'all get to that level, y'all have to learn how to speak money. And that's a big deal. Do you understand what a ZBA is? Some people know what a CPA is, Certified Public Accountant, but do you understand what a ZBA is? A zero balance account, which basically is a checking account that is set up strictly to keep it on zero balance. You're not made to keep money in a checking account. That checking account is strictly to have a funnel for the cash to come through to pay certain bills, and then it's going right back down to zero. We're not keeping no money in there. People got to understand something. Even to this day, I've had conversations with other people, including my daughter, and I tell all the time, you don't need a lot of money in your checking account. You need what's allocated to pay your bills Personal bills only. That's it. Your savings account is what you used for the rainy day, but use your credit cards for your daily life. That's what you need. But that's a discipline that a lot of people don't understand. People are so scared of credit cards because you're not educated on it. It's like anything else, it's a weapon. If you give somebody a gun and you don't give them the holocaust on how to use that gun, how to break the gun down, how to clean the gun, how to put the gun back together, what these rounds will do, different rounds do different things, projectiles. If you don't give them the education, but you give them the weapon, they are dangerous. Something is going to get killed for no reason. Same thing when it comes to money and checking accounts. If you give somebody $1 million who's never had any money, you just gave them a gun and then teach them how to use it. It's the same thing. Ain't no good gonna come out of that. None. Be right back with y'all. Ain't no good gonna come out of that. So this is why this channel is so important when I created it, because I want to give people the education. Now you have to give yourself your own discipline, but I want to give you the education. You know, there's a lot of us out there trying to do it. Big shout out to Wall Street Trapper. Gotta love what he's doing. I believe Derek Whitehead. Gotta love what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? There's so many. But the bottom line is you can only teach people so much. But here we're going to learn money because we're going to learn how to talk like bosses. If I go to you and I ask you, you want to work with me. You want to basically put your company with one of my companies and say, this is what we're going to do. Okay, well, I'm going to need to see your balance sheet for the last 12 months. I need an annual report from you. You got to supply that the same way that I would have to supply it if I was in your shoes and it was opposite way. So now during that annual report, I'm going to go over your quarterly earnings and your quarterly losses as well to see where you at. Are you leveraged? Are you not? Are you in a good place fundamentally? Are you solid? Or is a couple of your accounts off? These are the things that people want to know when they are doing business with you. Stick with me. We'll be right back. We got more to talk about. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's continue this. You got to think about it like this. Every day, and I'm just telling y'all this is the truth. Every day, you're either going to spend some money or you're going to invest some money. You have to figure out what that day is going to be like for you. But every day, you're going to spend some money or invest some money. Now, when you spend the money is gone. Okay? There's no coming back. You spend it. If you invest some money, there's a potential for a return. ROI, return on investment. There's a potential for that, right? But you have to decide what's the difference. For example, people love name brand clothing, whatever brand you like. All I'm going to tell people is what I've told my own child. If you love this brand so much, instead of buying it, which you should if you like it, support it, find out what they looking like on the stock market. See what they looking like on the stock market and become a shareholder in the company. Now you're an investor with the same brand that you like to pay for. I use myself for example. We going into an EV world, right? So therefore, all these EV cars and stuff like that, Tesla, Lucid, this, that, and the third, everybody, right? Okay. I personally am a shareholder in Lucid. I personally believe in the brand, in the vehicle, in the tech part of the company, especially now since they just teamed up with Aston Martin, or I should say Aston Martin teamed up with them. I expect bigger things 2-3 years from now than I do now, because right now, if you look at their numbers, they are trash. I mean, the stock market numbers are trash. You know what I'm saying? I think they lost a lot of money in the last year and a half. They even had to start cutting prices on their cars. But I'm holding. I haven't I haven't let go of it. I'm not bearish on it. I'm bullish on it. Now, mind you, more money talk. If you're bearish on something, you're ready to get it, let go. If you're bullish on it, you're ready to buy more and hold. Okay? I'm holding on it simply because my projection for the next 2 or 3 years with holding on to this is going to show, I believe, it's going to show it's going to be profitable. And the more you buy it now at the cheapest it is, because it's all the way down to like $2 or $3 per stock, eventually I feel that will go back up to at least $150 2 or 3 years from now. So the more I buy at this price right here, at this bargain price, I'm doing the American dream. I'm buying low so I can sell high later. The big picture. If it doesn't work out, I'll let it go if it goes up to like $30, $40. But if I see that it has the potential to keep growing, I'm going to hold. Now, you got to learn something. With this economy and the way this country was structured, we have to go through the highs to get to the lows. You got to go through the lows to get to the highs, right? Economy-wise. So therefore, every time you turn around, there's going to be a depression sometime, right? Depressions normally last in this country 11 months. The Great Depression was longer, but most of the time, 11 months to a year for the cycle. But for the multi-gains that you have before that, it's damn near 2 years straight or a year and a half straight, depending on politics, depending on a lot of things. But you have so much more time for the ups than you have for the lows. But it works out perfectly if you know how to time it. Some people time for a depression. Believe it or not, some people actually bet on a depression. And they want the depression to happen so everything could be dirt cheap and they can buy it up. Y'all think I'm playing? I'm not. I'm telling y'all the truth. Absolute truth. When the levees broke in New Orleans, right? It had to be cleaned up. New Orleans didn't have the money. Guess what happened? All that commercial property went down in value. Guess what happened? Billionaires, real estate developers like a Donald Trump went in there and bought damn near everything. They said, give me the mud. I'll take it. I'll take everything while it's beat down and broken down because it's on sale. Why? Because they had the educational background to understand finances and understand how to talk money. So I can sit here and I can give y'all this big classroom and just keep teaching y'all different acronyms and things like that. Yeah, but you could do that yourself. What I want you to do is get comfortable with having these kind of conversations with people in your circle. So all of y'all can get together and talk money and learn the language of money and talk money to each other. Not gossip. Money. And that's what's important. Learning how to talk money. Learning what a true asset is. Some people would tell you an asset is either, well, it is. It's things that's tangible and some things that's intangible. It all depends on the value of the asset. Some people say, can a car be an asset? For years, we've always known cars are the worst investments to buy. Daily driver cars are. Yes, they are. Not cool classic cars. They are not the worst investment to buy. They actually can hold their value and make more. Why do you think a 56, a first generation Corvette, 56, 57, can run you $150,000 right now? I think the car cost $4,000 or $5,000 when it was first put out. Right now, if you have one in perfect condition from that era, you can make $100,000. Depending on where you bought it at, you know, what you bought it for. Why do you think they have things like Barrett Jackson for cars? Because those people understand the investment value in those vehicles. Now let's move over to commodities, gold. Let's move over to silver. These things have commodity value that will always rise. According to the market, sometimes they flatten out, but a lot of times they come back. That's why you hold. I have a good friend of mine. Big shout out to my brother Fabe. He don't even believe in the American dollar. He believes in gold. So all his investment money, no, I ain't gonna speak for his whole portfolio, but his investment money that I know me and him spoke about, commodities. Gold. And what is one of the materials that can be used in any country in the world? Gold. You can use gold in any country as a form of payment. The American dollar, you used to be able to do it. There's certain countries now overseas that don't take it. But no matter where you at in the world, they talk money. They know the language of money. So these things are very important that we need to acknowledge. And to make it more simple, because we do need to address this real quick. I did say it before, but I'm gonna say it again. You have to be in a circle that understands your conversation. Okay? So therefore, it's no insult to somebody who doesn't. No insult to somebody who can't get it. They wasn't made to get it. That don't mean they not your people. That just means on this side of things, they were not made to get it. Therefore, stop wasting your time, your resources, and your energy discussing things with somebody who's not made to get it. If you're talking money and they're talking something else that's not money, then you're not even having a conversation. It's just two people talking. Because nobody's understanding each other right now. Because I'm not understanding nothing that you're saying to me right now if it don't pertain to us creating income. I don't get it. You may not get where I'm coming from. And that's okay. So all I'm saying is make sure you surround yourself with business-minded people who think like you. This way, when you are having this fluid conversation of money, watch CNBC, watch how fluid their conversation is. It doesn't have any hesitation. It doesn't have nothing in the middle that stalls them out. They go right at it, and they debate all day about why something is going to create value or lose value, all day, because they understand the language of money. They understand who speaks boss. Watch some of these interviews with some of these billionaires and see their conversation is very short, but very ba, because they hitting you with numbers, not just ideas, but they're actually hitting you with numbers. Because when they have their conversation with a financial lender, and they all do, they need to hit that financial lender is basically saying, I want to give you this $100 million loan. I really do. But you have to show me and prove to me and convince me on paper and in person you understand money. You got to understand it. And a lot of us get very intimidated by it because we wasn't taught it. My mother didn't teach me anything about money. She taught me how to survive, how to take care of myself. But she didn't teach me this is how you use money, not how money uses you. Cash, credit, invest on repeat. Because if you have the cash, you can get the credit. And if you have the credit, you can get all the cash in the world. And once you have that leverage, you invest, you sit back, and you let all that other stuff work for you, passive income. You let all of that other stuff work for you. You don't sit out, you don't go out there and break your knuckles and break your back and break your knees. No, you get the cash up so you can make yourself credit worthy. And once you made yourself credit worthy, you go back and you say, I want all your cash. I'm gonna use your money to invest in these things right here. And if you have an entity different from yourself as a corporation, LLC, whatever, you build that entity up, because that entity is going to be responsible for everything, not you. That's the entity's liability, not you. Y'all two different things. That's why you have a social security number and your entity has an EIN number. My name is Kadon A. Sterling. This is Mogul Talk 101. I appreciate y'all taking the time to watch the channel. I definitely appreciate everybody. Thank you so much, and I'll see y'all on the next one.